Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Real Women, Real Purpose talk show live in the On Purpose Woman magazine and global community Facebook page. I'm Kathryn Yarborough. I'm your show's host. I'm one of the two hosts of the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show, the global facilitator of the On Purpose Woman global community, and the creator of the Manifesting Clients Academy. And I'm here today with Lilia Shoshana Rae. Hello, Lilia.
Hi, Catherine. So good to be here.
It's great. It's great to be here with you too. For those of you who don't know Lilia, she is one of those wonderful people that's a treasure. Lilia, you're a treasure to me. I'm so
Thank
glad in my life. She's a sweetheart, and I think you're going to really love getting to know Lilia. She's an author, an angel connector, and a spiritual guide. And today we're going to talk together about what she's uncovering related to purpose work. And who said purpose work can't be fun? So we're going to find out all about that today. And before we do that, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history about Lilia, because I don't think we need to delve too much in the history. We're going to jump into, if this is okay with you, Lilia, after I share just a brief thing about your history, we're going to jump into where you are now with this work and where you're going, okay?
Yes.
So here's what I know about Lilia. She was, and this is just keeps blowing my mind away, for 30 years, a state legislative lawyer. And then she tells this great story. We're not going to do it here today, but one day she was going for a walk and an angel showed up on her shoulder and she wasn't going crazy. And from then on, she started to develop a relationship with angels. Well, I think there's more to it. Well, if you want to know about that, you have a book, right, that explains that? Show your book.
I do. Here it is, The Art of Listening to Angels.
Yeah. So if you want to know about her story, go read The Art of Listening to Angels. And so I've known Lily for the last few years as she's been exploring her path in sharing about the work of the angels, or the message of the angels and how to connect with them. And I'm hearing from Lilia that she's stepping into a slightly different direction, or a more clear direction. We're going to find out today. So are you ready to talk about that?
Sure.
Okay. So
Well,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm happy to.
Oh, good. So let's start with, what do you mean by purpose work? Because you're saying it doesn't have to be hard, it can be fun. Tell us about that.
Well, I believe that everyone came into this lifetime with a purpose. We were designed that way genetically. No matter what talents we have, we came in for a purpose. And as we tap into that purpose and live it, that we begin feeling fulfilled, we feel joyful, we just have a lot of that happiness that just bubbles up. It's just a natural process by tuning into what our purpose is and then acting on it. And I know that more fully because of what the angels have taught me and how they've helped me on my purpose path.
So tell us about that. What have the angels taught you? What have you discovered? Your purposes? Do you have words for it? How's it working for you?
Well, I believe that when they came to me, I was in my mid 40s and in mid career as a lawyer, that they not only helped me heal a broken heart, which I had at the time, but they redirected me and brought me to people and places and events where I could learn about spirituality at a deeper level, and then start sharing that with others and finding out more. I didn't know anyone who heard angel voices or saw angel visions or had any connection with angels when they first appeared to me. So I had to learn how to do that. and they helped me with that. They actually, I had an experience where Archangel Michael helped me find a book on how to do that in a bookstore. It was like I was, I went to the bookstore, I found the 4 rows of angel books, and I looked, and I was like, ugh, it's too much, too much. And I started to walk out the door, and I heard from him, go back and just look more closely. When I went back and just took my time, there's a little book called Angel Speak, and it was exactly what I needed at the time. So
Wow.
yeah, so they can be very specific in how they guide us, and that's one example of how it started me on that path, and now I help others.
Hmm. So, do you feel like helping others connect with the angels is your purpose now?
It's a little bit more than that because it's not just to connect with them for the sake of connecting with them. It's
Mhm.
really about connecting, getting their help as we walk our purpose path. So, with that concept that each of us came in with a purpose, and there are a variety of purposes, but when we touch into that, then we get more, feel more fulfilled. And I think we see positive impacts. And for me, the angels have helped me do that. And they, a key message that they have kept telling me over and over is that they want people to know they're available, they're accessible, and they want to help humanity evolve.
Mm. So, part of your purpose is to pass that message on that the
Yeah.
angels are available, they're accessible, and they want to help us to evolve. And part of that, in terms of your message, is help us to live on, to express our purpose.
Right. And so they gave me a phrase that is going to be in the title of my next book that I've been working on, and it's to live your brilliance.
Mm.
And so, what that there's two meanings to the word brilliance, because the first meaning is like the brilliance of a light.
Mm.
And so, part of living your brilliance is tapping into your unique light inside and letting that shine. The other is in terms of, you're when somebody says you're brilliant, that's like, you're wise. And it's tapping into your unique genius
Mm. Mm. Mm.
and letting that guide you in what you do.
Wow, I hadn't gotten that. I've those of you who are listening, I've heard Lilia speak about this book, Live Your Brilliance, but I hadn't put those two pieces together that they were going to be in the book. So this is news to me. Just, I know that you're in the process of writing it. Because people are hearing about it now. Do you have an estimated time before we're going to have it in our hands, or are we just going to have to be patient with you?
Early 22. So,
Okay, that's not far away. We're talking 5, 6 months-ish. Okay, so all right, that's very exciting. Woohoo. Yeah, okay.
first quarter. So it might be March. I might give
March.
myself
Okay,
because I
okay.
know it takes time for those authors out in the audience, and well, like, right, Kathryn, that you can write something, but then the editing and the publishing process takes its time too. So have
It
to
does.
allow for that.
It's definitely a birthing that has its own life, has its own life. All right, so this is super exciting. Now, tell me a little bit more, if you're willing. How do we do this? How do we get the angels, if is this okay for me to ask, how do we get the angels to help us? I want them to help me. How can I get them to help me? What do you do to get them to help you? How do I get them to help me? What do we do?
The first step is to get quiet. And in getting quiet, it's, you know, just getting below our normal mental activity. So, meditation, focus on breath, whatever gets us into a still and receptive place. We can choose that. We can notice, are we up in our heads? Like, uh, even if we're like, angels, are you there? Are you there? You know, you're up in your head with mental chatter. You need to just quiet and get present. That's another word that's so important for creating anything, for, you know, accomplishing anything. Get
Okay,
present.
okay, okay. My mind's jumping around. So Lilia, I know that you're doing sessions with clients and supporting them in living their brilliance, right? You've got these live
Yes.
your brilliance sessions. So if I were a client and coming to you right now, is this part of what we would do? Would you help me get
Oh,
quiet?
absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Okay, help me, help me. Can we do a little mini thing here? Because
Okay.
as you do it with me, other people will get it. And so, yeah, let's see how this works.
All right. So we start with just a few deep breaths. And with each breath, we have the intention to become more present.
Do I close my eyes? I'm closing my
And
eyes.
I think it's helpful to close your eyes. And I will keep mine open just for this. So close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths and fill your belly as you take in the first breath and just release with the intention of becoming more present with each breath. Take a second breath, become more present. A third breath, become more present. Feel the connection to Mother Earth. Allow that to ground you, because as we ground, we allow more light and love and inspiration to flow through. It also drops us into our body, quiets our mental chatter, and allows us to bring our attention to our heart space. And it's in that heart space that we just rest and ask for the angels to come into our awareness. It can be through a sense of relaxation, through a sense of love surrounding us. And if we find ourselves thinking about it, like, are they here? What is going on? Drop down below your mind into your heart and just be open to their love, their inspiration, and then bring whatever question you might have. It's like, okay, what is my best next step on my purpose path? And just open to, you might hear a word, you might see a visual, you might have a memory that is connected to it. They inspire us in many ways. So just be open and receptive, and know that when you are ready, you are going to hear the answer in some way. Another thing that helps is just to be grateful. Grateful that they are available and accessible at any moment. And they love us. They love us. They want to help us. They want to guide us on our purpose path, because each of us came into this lifetime with a purpose. Breathe into that. Open up to that. And have fun. That's the other part that they really want us to know. To play with it. When we catch ourselves being serious, find another way. Like in this moment, just smile. Just smile and see what that does. See, it can be fun. It can be fun. You just laughed. You just laughed. See? That's what they want us to do. Laugh ourselves into all our possibilities. So,
Oh my
how does that
goodness.
feel?
Oh, that was really lovely. And thank you. Thank you. Shall I share the image that came to me?
I'd love it.
Okay. It was my hands in front. And it was, they're actually down a little bit further, but just so that you see that it's my hands in front and then receiving. And it feels really good. It's, yeah, it's this feeling of receiving from people, not from them necessarily, not from them, but from people.
Okay.
Yeah. So I, which
And
is, it's
to
not
me, that
something I
it's
do.
like there's a sense of flow, a sense of flow from them. But does that uh, what
It's more like what's coming to mind because I'm doing my book launch. That's what's coming to mind is I'm doing this book launch and it's receiving. It's like I'm seeing, sensing people talk about me, and it's that kind of thing. It's not like I'm receiving things
hmm but you're receiving support, perhaps in the way
or
that
accolades.
that's support. Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind like so it's weird because this isn't the kind of it certainly isn't what I was expecting, but it's probably well, I'm sure it's useful because otherwise I wouldn't have thought about pausing and really uh, having conscious awareness of that happening as part of the path in front of me and you know like opening up to it like I probably would have been busy. I am going to be busy doing all kinds of stuff, but
Mhm.
how do I allow.
And I know you as such a giving person
Hmm,
that this concept of being in a receptive mode with your hands open and your heart is always open, but willing to receive those accolades, those wonderful things to help you on your book launch. So that's cool. I like it.
yeah, very cool. I love it. Thank you, angels. Thank you,
Yes,
Lilia.
thank you,
So
Debbie.
so
Thank you.
okay, so if people want to do this with you, because I know that if I was watching this I would want to do it. And I know because we talked about this before, you have a super sweet deal happening right now
Mhm.
because you're actually getting started with doing these kind of sessions like this. Is this why we have such a
Yes,
sweet deal?
I have been doing what I would call angel connection sessions, and this is just a little different because they're called Live Your Brilliance sessions. So that's the focus on uh, discovering, uncovering the best next steps on your purpose path. And so we will call in the angels, as I did with the angel connection sessions, and play with them and just be creative in that moment to see what shows up, just like your image showed up. And so I'm excited. It's the discounted rate is $55 through August 31.
Wow, that's such a
Uh,
steal. $55. Are they 15 minutes, an hour, 45 minutes?
It's an hour because
Yeah.
I just feel like we need that space for it. And I'm really committed to helping people find their way to live their brilliance. And you know, the angels keep nudging me and guiding me and helping me and coming up with each. So my first book, they gave me that title. I was ready to give up writing.
They
And
gave you the title for the book, or did they give
for
you
the
Live
book
Your Brilliance? The title
and
that
Live
it
Your
is now.
Brilliance for both of them, for both
Uh,
books.
both, but they weren't the same. What's the title
So
of your first book again? Remind
The Art
everybody.
of Listening to Angels.
Art of Listening to Angels. They gave it to you, and because they kept on with you, you
I was
wrote it.
ready to give up. I
Mm.
had gotten some lukewarm feedback on what I had written up to that point, and I was in the shower and I heard, "Write the Art of Listening to Angels."
Mm.
And in that moment, it was like, okay, I, if I ignore this guidance, I'm done. I'm done.
And by the way, I've read this book. I've read this book, y'all. Get The Art of Listening to Angels. It's a beautiful book. It's a really lovely book on Amazon. The Art of Listening to Angels by Lilia Shoshana Rae. So yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to do what you preach. I hear it, sister.
Yeah. And so now, even with Live Your Brilliance, they gave me that name.
Yeah.
So I have to figure out how to live my brilliance.
Well, I love it because if you can't tell, Lilia, historically, I've known her for years. I'm going to guess around 10. It might even be longer. She has a seriousness about her, which I'm sure served her well when she was a lawyer, a state legislative lawyer. I'm sure people took her as substantive, having substance in that way. And I have seen you smile more in the last month or two than I think I've seen you smile in the 10 years before. And there's this lightness of being now that you're doing this Live Your Brilliance work, that it's focusing in this way. It's making me happy to see your evolution that the angels are guiding you on.
Oh,
I
thank
think that's
you.
great.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
I think most people find that what we're called to, it's like uh, we're sharing what we most need to learn and do, and it's just step by step is really, why I like this idea of finding the next best step, because we just do that. Sometimes they'll feel like a leap of faith,
hmm
but then we just gather our courage and support in order to make that leap. But it's I'm excited about this path I'm on with living
Oh,
your brilliance and living my brilliance and
okay.
sharing
Okay.
it.
So now, first of all, if you are watching this, we're going to tell you how you can take advantage of Lilia's opportunity to do a Live Your Brilliance session with her in just a second. But I also want you to share your thoughts, share your questions, whether you're watching us live or watching the replay. And if you're somewhere other than the magazine page, where we're doing this live, please tag me. I want to know what you're saying to Lilia, because I'm loving sharing her with you. And anyhow, write your questions, write your comments live or for the replay, because that's how we know we're getting this message across. What are your thoughts about your purpose? What are your questions about it? What are your questions for the angels? What are your thoughts about this whole Live Your Brilliance idea? Because I think it's brilliant to invite us to shine our light, to to connect with that unique light that's within us and shine it, which is how we fulfill our purpose. And then also accessing the unique genius that we are, and you put those together, it's just, that's genius. So Lilia, what do people do if they want to take advantage of your wonderful discounted Live Your Brilliance sessions for just $55?
So they can send an email to me at lilia.co. It's me, M-E, at Lilia dot C-O.
Okay, so you're emailing Lilia, but the email address is me at lilia.co, C-O, M-E at ampersand or whatever that, at Lilia, lilia.co, me at lilia.co. And yeah, it might be a good idea in the future to write that on a piece of paper so you can actually hold that up for people. Yeah, but anyhow, I think we got it. Me at lilia.co. Say you want to try. a Live Your Brilliance session. And how long are we able to get these for just $55?
Through August 31.
Okay. So fantastic. It's a great opportunity. As you could tell, Lily is just lovely. So let me see if I've got any more questions. I'm a little curious about this light thing. Can you speak to our unique light, our inner light? What is it? Where does it come from? What do you know about it?
Yeah, that's an interesting way. I guess one way we see it in others are it, it is something that we have, and sometimes our emotions can kind of block our sharing it. But when you see me excited, you kind of see light like coming through my eyes. I'm excited. That's tapping into that inner light of what delights me and brings me joy. And, I start laughing because I'm tapping into that inner joy. And it's there spiritually, it's like what we're really made of. I mean, all is energy, energy is light, and or light is a form of energy, I guess. And there, anyway, I'm not going to go too deep in the weeds about that, but it's really our essence. Our essence is light and love, and they go together, light and love.
Hmm.
So it's our essential nature if we would allow it to express itself.
Well, I love that, and I love that you're inviting people to do that. I want all of us to do it more. I want to learn how to do it more. It's partly why I'm asking you about it. Do you feel like, let's see, I have this interesting question here. I want to read this, see if what I wrote here prior to our meeting together makes sense. Do you feel like you've relaxed into just being you?
Mm.
And if you've seen that, how that can light some fires within you and within others. So I guess I'm just asking, do you feel like you've relaxed into this, and
Mm.
is it a relaxing into it? That's what I guess I'm getting in reading this and hearing you. It is.
It is, and I'm glad you expressed it that way. It it so it also relates to one of the key topics that they want me to write about in the book. A first step on this path, or really living on purpose, is to know who you are, to know ourselves, to know what our unique gifts are. And
Hmm.
so then we're not trying to do it all or whatever, but there is some way that when we really know ourselves, and it's a, I don't know, it's a journey, but there was a temple in Delphi that had the inscription on the top, know thyself. People went to these oracles who would give them messages, but an important precept was for everyone to really know who they were, and then from that know why they are, what their purpose is, and to live from that place. So I feel like I have relaxed into this. I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm finding my authenticity. I'm finding what brings me joy. And uh, the angels have really helped me relax into it. So I'm glad you put it that way.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was part of what you sent me when you said you were going to do this. So it's your word. And isn't that interesting that it's being mirrored back to you in this way and it's landing for you? So yeah, it's fascinating to hear you kind of be with the whole idea that it's relaxing into who we are. You're relaxing into who you are, not
Mhm.
trying to be somebody else, not trying to prove yourself, not trying something, but there's a relaxing. that happens when we know ourselves or come to know ourselves. That
Yes.
this is me. I don't have to try to be something else. I wonder if that I'm having this really crazy thought. Is that the same with our body size, the whole body image thing and having to be thinner or whatever? Anyway, that might be taking us totally off. Let's ask the angels.
Well, the next step after knowing yourself is loving yourself.
Uh,
And so, with that, we have to love ourselves as we are, no matter what size or whatever flaws we see in ourselves. To love ourselves, and as the angels see us, they love us.
mhm,
And they love us unconditionally, just like Source and, you know,
mhm. Just as
Spirit
we are.
does. Yeah.
I like it. So I'm assuming this is some of the work clients can do with you. They can come to know themselves better. They can come to love themselves better,
Mhm.
as well as ask for that next right step on their purpose path.
Yeah.
So as we begin to wrap up, is there anything else, anything the angels want to tell us from you, through you?
Mm. Okay, so they want us to lighten up. So that's another one of those words
Hmm.
where we get in touch with our light and shine it, but we also lighten up in terms of being lighthearted and joyful and laughing. Lighten up already.
That's so funny. I have to tell you this, and everybody who's listening. And by the way, if you're listening, please write your comments. We're going to come over. I'll check them before we leave. I just checked to see. I didn't see anything there. But anyway, and we'll also respond back to anything that you say for the replay and after we get done here. Anyhow, I'm sitting here getting ready to wrap this up, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, Kathryn, you forgot to find out the next Real Women, Real Purpose talk show interview that Jenny's doing tomorrow. And so I can't say what the name is. And I'm sitting here going, oh, no, I'm not going to do it right. And then you tell me I should lighten up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Lilia and Angels. That's great. It's a good message. I needed it. Maybe we all need it. Well, wonderful. So is there anything else, any other things you want to invite people to get to know, to connect with you on social media?
So I
Anything?
do have a free Facebook group, which is the Angel Connection Circle, and we share experiences there and support each other. It's wonderful to hear other stories of how angels inspire us, help us, guide us,
Mm,
and show us signs. So yeah, just come over and join in the Angel Connection Circle.
wonderful. And if you want to take advantage of Lilia's wonderful offer for a Live Your Brilliance session, email her at me@lilia.co, me@lilia.co. So very cool. I got it. I
You
now
got
have your
it.
email address memorized. So this was great. Thank you so much, Lilia.
Oh,
Any
thank you.
before I do this thing that I totally forgot, that I didn't prepare right well, was there anything else that you want to say about our time together or to our listeners?
No, well, the one thing we didn't really talk about fun so much, that it can be fun being on our purpose path, doing our purpose work. And I just invite you, if it's not feeling like fun, find a way to play and do the simplest thing I suggested. Close your eyes and smile.
Okay,
And you
I'll just
might
start
start
laughing.
laughing like Kathryn did.
Now we know how to get me to laugh. Just close your eyes, Kathryn, and smile. I just want to start laughing. I mean, seriously. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful, Lilia. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to see you smiling more, and we'll keep laughing together. So my friends, thanks for tuning in to this Real Women, Real Purpose talk show live in the On Purpose Woman magazine and global community Facebook page. Tomorrow, Jenny Robertson, this is on Tuesday the 20th, she will be back to interview some lovely woman about her purpose work, and I did not prepare to tell you what that is, but you can find out about all of our upcoming Real Women, Real Purpose talk show topics and who's going to be interviewed if you go to our magazine at onpurposewomanmagazine.com, onpurposewomanmagazine.com, and you can find not just wonderful, useful, great articles and cool ads, but also there's information about upcoming events, including the Real Women, Real Purpose talk show. And if you want to listen to any of our past talk shows where we have talked to lots of cool women so far, we are building up a wonderful library in the YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and type in On Purpose Woman Global Community, and you'll see our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe so that you get notified about any new interviews that we post there or anything else that we post there. And I'll be back on Thursday to interview Francine Julene, I think is how you say her name, and she's fun. If you want joy, come tune into that because she's on a path to share her joy message. She's the personal growth warrior. Oh no, princess of change. She's the something like the warrior princess of change. That's what she is. She's a hoot. So it's a delight to be here with you, Lilia. Thank you to everyone who's listened. Please share this video with all of your friends, and I'll be back on Thursday.
Thank you.